Alrighty, we have reached week 14 of the NFL season already. Only 4 weeks left after this. The season's flying by. Last week, we did really good in the picks, only missed 3 of the 16, had a really good performance on that Thanksgiving weekend. And I'm excited for this week. I like a lot of the picks. I think some of them that I made are more kind of straightforward. I think I took a lot of favorites. There's a few upsets sprinkled in there for sure, but I do want to go into the bye. We have 6 teams. That means there's only going to be 13 games in action. We have the Broncos, the Colts, the Patriots, Commanders, Ravens, and Houston Texans all on byes this week. But let's get started here with one of the best Thursday night football games that I can kind of remember. And you have the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Obviously, right now the Detroit Lions are playing like the best team in football. They're playing an insane season, sitting at 11-1. Then you have the Green Bay Packers, who continue to get big wins week after week. And if you look at it, 2 teams in the same division, a division battle, Thursday night game. I didn't know where to go on this one. I think I looked back and forth on it a bunch of times. But I am going to take Detroit 31-28. Detroit's just playing too well right now where I can't bet against them. And we got to be honest with Jordan Love here. I think he's a talented quarterback, but there's moments where he makes mistakes. And you can't make mistakes if you want to beat this Detroit team. They almost lost to the Bears last week, but I think they get this win. I wouldn't feel comfortable betting against the Detroit Lions. That's why I got to take him in this one, 31-28. Moving on to the Sunday slate, we have the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Browns just played a really entertaining Monday Night Football game against the Denver Broncos, but Jameis Winston is what I've known him to be for the majority of his career. He'll do some crazy wow plays. He'll have like 6 crazy, like, oh my gosh, this guy's great wow plays, and then he'll throw like the pick 6, and it'll be like, oh come on. That's what Jameis Winston is. He's a flash guy, and he's just not. I don't think he's going to be able to put it together again against the Steelers. The Steelers have been rolling. I will say it was very impressive in that game with Russell Wilson when he showed his ability to throw for 400. I didn't think he had that in him. I didn't think he had 400 yards in him, and he was able to do it, and I thought that was very impressive. I didn't think they'd be able to score points. I know that's a bad Cincinnati defense, but they were able to do so. I have them 24-23. I think it's a close game. I think Cleveland keeps it close, but I just think that the Steelers are going to find a way to win this game and keep rolling. That's going to give them the 10th win of the year, and they've been one of the surprises of the season, in my opinion. They've really been rolling, and their offense is now capable, which is pretty scary. Moving forward to Jacksonville versus Tennessee. And I do say every week that I'm never like to pick Tennessee, but this is a situation where my hands are tied. I have to. I have them 20-10 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, it's most likely that Trevor Lawrence won't play in this game because of the injury that the Aziz guy gave to him on that illegal hit. And Mac Jones, I don't think he's able to win this game. If you look at Tennessee, they've been in games. Like, they've been competitive in the games they've played. Will Levis, although I don't think he's a capable quarterback, has looked decent, and that's all they need. I think that's all they're going to need to win this game. We expect Pollard to have a big game. They're favored by 4. I'm going to take them 20-10. I just think they're able to get the win. Next game, we have the Jets and the Dolphins. And the Jets, if you're looking at them, they just can't catch a break. Aaron Rodgers, they're going to play him out the rest of the year. I think this is Rodgers' last season. If we're being realistic here, maybe he comes back and has a Flacco-type end-of-career journey. And I don't think that the way that he's wired, I don't know if he's going to be able to mentally put himself in that space. But I think this is the Aaron Rodgers farewell tour, and I think we need to start trading it more like that than bashing the guy every week. He had a great career when he was playing. This is a goodbye Aaron Rodgers tour. Let's just sit there, and instead of mocking the guy, which I've been doing the entire season, I think we just need to sit there and we need to say, hey, this is the last couple of times we might see him, because that's where he's at. If you look at Miami, I think they're a team on the rise. Tua has been playing better. Can't play in the cold, but Miami, they're going to be in a position where I think they can win this game. I have Miami 28-19. I like what they've done. Tyreek Hill's look better. A-Chains look better. I have Miami 28-19. Next up, we have the Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are a team that I bet against a lot of times in the past couple of weeks because I haven't liked how they've won games. Like Arizona, that game was a game that I don't think they should have won, but they found a way to do it. And it's very reminiscent of the Minnesota team of 2 years ago where they just found a way to win all these close games. That's what they've been doing. And if you look at Atlanta, Kirk Cousins did not look good in that last performance. He did not have his best game by any stretch of the imagination. They have looked like they've progressed. I no longer have them winning the division at this point past the Thanksgiving. I don't see how you can play like that if you're Kirk Cousins. And I think a lot of people are speculating that he might be injured, and I think that's definitely a possibility. But in this one, I'm going to take Minnesota, but I'm going to take them the way they've been winning recently through the proven stats, through how they've been winning games. 27-24. They find a way to do it. It's very, very close game. It's one that Atlanta has chances to win, but Minnesota finds a way to win it 27-24. Moving on, we have the Saints versus the Giants. And this is once again a battle of two teams that are subpar in the NFL. You have the Saints. I expect Taysom Hill to have somewhat of a good game in this one. I think that maybe Kamara puts together a few things, but I expect it to be low scoring. The Giants, there's just not a lot of upside to them right now. I have the Saints 13-10. There's not really much to say about this game because it has really little implications. But what I will say is if New Orleans somehow wins out, they could win this division because it's really bad. Their division is poor. But I have the Saints 13-10. After that, we have the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles are a team that I am not going to bet against for a while. Every time I've bet against them, they found a way to win. Of course, I have them beating the Panthers. What I will say is the Panthers have looked a lot better. Bryce Young has played better games. They've looked better. Saquon Barkley, though, has been too much for the Eagles. He's really pushed them. Over that. I think he should be the league MVP. And I know that Josh Allen has he's been getting a lot of hype recently to get that award. Saquon Barkley, nobody has been more valuable than what he has done this year for that Eagles team, in my opinion. You have a stacked roster, but he's been the knockout punch. I have them 31-26. I think the Panthers find a way to kind of crawl out of situations, make it close. They've kept it close the past couple of weeks. So judging off that, give me the Eagles 31-26. Moving on to the Raiders and the Bucs. And if I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you are in a spot right now where you could win the division. It's all going to come down to Baker's health, though. How healthy is he? And that's really been the story that's riddled this team. They wouldn't have lost that many games consecutively if Mike Evans and Chris Godwin didn't get those injuries. Mike Evans is back now, though. He showed that he's back. I have them winning 30-20. What I will say about Vegas is I think that Brock Bowers is maybe the best rookie tight end that we've ever seen before. I think he's in that class of talented, and I think he's the best rookie tight end that we've ever seen, and he's been incredible. I expect him to once again have a big game, but Tampa Bay will be too much. They'll win 30-20. Next up, we have the Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. And the Cardinals, I think they're a really talented team with weapons like Marvin Harrison Jr., with an actually pretty capable defense. And Kyler Murray is able to run around like very few quarterbacks in the NFL can do. But they have let up games, and they let up that game against the Vikings last week. And it really just didn't go over well. They did not play particularly well to close out that game. It looked over, and they just let up. And I think they turn it around this one. I think they win 30-28. Seattle has played well. They have been a lot better. Geno Smith's had a pretty good year. They lead that division right now. But I don't know if they don't have the talent, in my opinion, that Arizona has. But I do expect them to put up a fight, 30-28 Arizona. Moving forward to Buffalo versus the Rams, the Bills and the Rams. And The Bills, they've looked really good recently. They've been able to kind of deliver the knockout to certain teams. Like they kind of knocked out the Chiefs and they absolutely knocked out the 49ers. Josh Allen had an incredible game and they've just been playing really well. And I think they carry that over. The Rams, I've heard there's some questionable things about Stafford's health. I don't know where he will be in that game. If you look at the receiving core is intact for the Rams, but they've just let up in certain games. I think it's a Buffalo landslide here. I have them 29-15 in this, and I'm usually on the Rams side in these games. I just like the way Buffalo is playing right now. They're playing really well, and they're going to be a really, really tough team to beat. Give me the Bills 29-15. Moving on, we have the Bears and the 49ers. The 49ers have just kind of looked like they've been just out of syncs really right now. And I think that this is one of those years that they had in 2020, the year after they went to the Super Bowl in 2019. Everybody just got hurt. And that's just what's happening this year. Everybody got hurt. But I do think it is something to say that Brock Purdy, I mean, he hasn't looked very good. I know that he doesn't have his weapons really, but wasn't that the knock that a lot of people had on him last year, that the only reason he's putting up these numbers is because he has an unbelievable Avengers level squad of talent at these position groups around him. And now he doesn't have it and he looks kind of subpar. It's just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying that right now, but it's something to keep in mind. But I think that if you're looking at the Bears, fired Eberflus, usually I like teams that fire their head coach. They usually come out inspired. This is a talented Bears team. They're a talented team. They could rattle off. Think about how close they've been to winning these games the past couple weeks. Give me them in this game, 23-20. I think they find a way to win. I think they actually have a lead for the majority of it. I think the 49ers make it close. Maybe the Bears have to come from behind, but I like the momentum of Eberflus no longer being there. Give me the Chicago Bears 23-20. Going forward to Sunday Night Football, you have a really good matchup between the Chargers and the Chiefs. And if you look at the Chargers, probably squarely a playoff team. Then you have the Chiefs, who have just been playing these really close games, really tiptoeing the edge. And I really wanted to take the Chargers and Harbaugh on this one. I really did. But then I remembered you're talking about Patrick Mahomes in a big time game, like on Sunday Night Football. I can't bet against that. I cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes on Sunday Night Football. Give me the Chiefs 24-20. I think that Herbert has a good game. I think it's really close, but I think they find a way to win it at the end. Chiefs 24-20. Then you go to Monday Night Football, and you go to two teams that really have underperformed. One of them, obviously, their quarterback is out. The other one's defense is just really bad, and that's the Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. And the Bengals are going to put up points. They always put up points. I don't think Dallas, even going against that bad Bengals defense, I don't think they're able to put up enough points to match. And that's why I got to take the Cincinnati Bengals 35-29. I just think that they're offensively so much more talented than the Cowboys, that the Cowboys just won't be able to keep up to them. That's why I got to take the Bengals 35-29. I really like these picks this week. I will see you guys next week for week 15.